Hey everybody, hello and good morning, greetings from Wardensville, West Virginia. Once again, today it is Saturday, September 29th, 2018. Temperature here is 57 degrees. No, 61. Just warmed up a little bit. I don't know why, but the GPS is not working. Must be too foggy or too cloudy for the satellite to penetrate. Oh boy. Oh dear. I have no idea what the population here in Wardensville. Can't be that many. Just don't have a whole lot of things to say today, I guess. Rather just enjoying the quiet moment. I'm reminded of a song. I can't remember. I think it was Michael Card that sang, "Out of the 1,000 words that we speak in a day, how many words are really worthy of being heard?" I bet you not a whole lot. By the way, I encourage you guys to look up Michael Card on YouTube. There goes Mr. Ford. By the way, for those of you who have participated in yesterday's question, and for those of you who have missed it, the question was, a rich man in a village prepared a feast, a party in his house. Everyone in the village is invited. But first, you must get vaccinated. Now, this is just a hypothetical question, okay? It's got nothing to do with... I read all kinds of comments yesterday about the conspiracy theory of the vaccinations and government controlling. And none of that. This is not true. This story is not true. So... there was some really wild answers yesterday. That was incredible. This is just a made-up story. So again, the story is, a rich man in a village prepared a party, and everyone in the village was invited. But first, in order for them to be allowed in the party, they must first be vaccinated. And there was only one available vaccine, and the rich man possessed the vaccination. There was no other vaccine there is no substitute. Now here's the story about that. Excuse me. A lot of people I've noticed over the years say, why would God throw, put people in hell if they don't believe in His Son Jesus Christ? Why can't everybody go to hell? Oh, why can't everybody go to heaven? Well, here's the thing. the way I look at it is each and every one of us are afflicted with a sin called death, or a disease called death. And that basically is sin. In order for us to be in heaven, we have to first be vaccinated. Everyone in this world is invited. Now, so the answer to the question yesterday was, was the rich man in the village, was he an evil person to only invite those who are vaccinated? But basically what I really want to drive into your in your heart is that the reason why we all can't go to heaven is because, as I said, we have a disease called sin, and that sin is called death. Every one of us is invited. We just have to be vaccinated. And the Bible says we have to believe in His Son, Jesus Christ. So does that make God evil for not letting everyone in? I don't think so. As many of you answered yesterday, no. He didn't have to invite anybody. So, see, the problem is every one of us, I've never heard of anyone that says, no, I don't want to go to heaven. Well, there are those people who don't say they don't believe it. But for those that believe in the afterlife, always says, yeah, I'd like to go to heaven. But not everybody wants to be vaccinated according to the Lord's instructions. They want to go to heaven in their own way, and their own merit, and their own vaccination, or the lack thereof. Let me put it another way. When NASA chooses and picks their astronauts, they go through rigorous training. They go through eliminations of a lot of people, right? And most of that is, well, you got to have the brain cells to be an astronaut. Second, you can't have any kind of disease. You got to be perfectly healthy to be able to be an astronaut, right? I don't know. I was hoping to explain this a little bit more eloquently, but that's all I got for the moment. Well, I guess what I really want to say is, yeah, I've already said that. We have this disease called death. And that is why we all can't, none of us are worthy to go to heaven. We can go to heaven according to His instruction. But the pride of man prevents us from following His instructions. Just last week somebody says, I can't worship a God that says, I can't worship a God that sends His children to hell. First of all, God doesn't send anybody to hell. We're already hellbound the day we were born, because we were born with this disease. We do that on our own quite efficiently. And the notion that we are all God's children is not biblical. According to the Bible, our father is Satan. Spiritual father, that is. The moment we accept the forgiveness that He offers through His Son Jesus Christ, then we become the adopted child of God. But until then, we are not naturally born His children. Check out John MacArthur on YouTube. You guys would learn a lot about the biblical truth of what the Bible says. He explains it so well, so easy that a simpleton mind like me can understand. If I can understand it, you can. I guarantee it. You know, I've asked this question many times over the years. It's been a while since I've asked this question, so I'll ask it again. For those of you who do not believe the Bible is true, how then do you explain? You know, a lot of people say, well, the Bible is a made-up story for the weak, the dumb, the stupid, all kinds of excuses. So my question is, how then do you explain the millions and millions and millions of people of all walks of life, from the dumbest to the smartest, to the weakest to the bravest? I mean, some of the bravest people in history were Christians. They can't all be liars. They can't all be stupid. They can't all be weak. They can't be whatever you think they were. Right? How then do you explain that? some of the smartest people on U.S. history, or in the history of the world, that studied the Bible in their whole lifetime. They attest and swear that the Bible is true. They have studied it throughout lifetime. They studied it in the best universities and colleges in the world. And you say, well, the Bible is not true. What makes you think that it's not true? What is your educational background that you seem to have a better insight than the smartest people on earth? You know, in this world, when we have a question, if we have a mathematical question, where do we go? We go to a mathematician, right? We have an engineering question, we ask an engineer. We have a medical question, we ask a doctor. We have a tax question, well, we go to an accountant. We have a question about the law, we go to a lawyer. We have a question about everything, we go to a certain person to ask that question. Have you ever noticed that when it comes to the Bible, we all seem to think that we are naturally all born theologians and Bible scholars? You get my point, right? Here we are, without any formal education, and we seem to think that we can do better than the best minds that have studied the Bible throughout their lifetime. Don't you find that a little weird? You gotta admit, there's something weird about that. Jake Break is on high. Man, the Jake brake on this truck is just very, very powerful. Very powerful indeed. Hey, thanks for watching with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. Please write, comment, like, share, and subscribe. And as always, have a good and godly day, everybody. Just remember what I said. Why is it we think that we have the Bible answers? Peace to you, my friend. Not my peace, but his peace, which is everlasting and uncorrupted. Later.